Do you think Ronaldo's like? Let's be honest with each other. Do you think this is like Europe is done for him? Like he's gone?
Yeah, he said that. He said my time in Europe is done. I've won everything there. Mm-hmm. You know, so I mean, it just shows like.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is another episode of the Let's Talk Footy podcast. This is your host Samson, and my guest with me,
Yassine Ramar.
Good though.
How you guys doing today?
Good.
Been enjoying some football recently?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a lot of games last week, I don't think so.
Yeah, not that many.
Yeah, it was, I think the EFL Cup, and that was pretty much it. Yeah, But let me get into this topic real quick. I wanted to know, so you know, Gareth Bale recently just retired from football, just in overall and all. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, yeah, I think it was about time for him to retire. You know, it was a great career. I think one of the best, I guess, UK players to ever come from there. And, you know, he had a great career, won a lot of trophies, so I feel like he'll go down as a very good player in history.
How about you? Also agree. I think that it was the perfect time. You know, everything that's happened in Madrid, multiple years of him just like sitting on the bench and stuff. And then he moves on to Tottenham, played at Tottenham for a little bit. Didn't do like as well as like everybody hoped he would. Then he went back to Madrid. Didn't really see the field at LAFC. And then retired from there because he wasn't really playing there either. So.
Do you feel like Gareth Bale, as a football player in general, especially at Real Madrid, was undervalued as a player that he truly was? Because we all know how talented he really was in his prime. You know, when Real Madrid had that, you know, big three, Benzema, Ronaldo, and Bale. Do you feel like he doesn't really have that, like he's not really in those big conversations because of the big group he was in when the success was happening? You guys understand what I'm trying to say?
Definitely, I agree. Because just with all that stigma, like you said, him sitting on the bench, not agreeing with the coach. But, I mean, he's the biggest reason, I think one of the biggest reasons they won in 2014, that comeback. You know, that whole, before then, they had like a struggle with the Champions League. You know, Real Madrid wasn't at that, you know, favorite of winning. And, you know, after, I think it was from then, before then it was like 4 or 5 years since they won. So he kind of started that dynasty, I guess, Bale, Benzema, Ronaldo, and they just ended up winning. You know, he's part of that three-peat for Madrid, so he's a big part of their history, and I think he's very important.
I think that he's like a big part of it, but he definitely is undervalued.
Yeah.
Like, even if you see the Champions League final against Liverpool, he gets subbed on the bicycle kick in the second goal, even though his second goal was a Lloris mistake, a curious mistake. Like, still, to like score 2 goals in the Champions League final is not easy. And that just shows like the type of impact he had, like even though he wasn't really playing.
Yeah,
and I was really surprised, to be honest. Like after they beat Liverpool in the Champions League finals, that he went to LAFC. I thought he still had something in the tank. Like, to be quite honest, I feel like he was really young to retire. He's only like 33.
Yeah, you know he could have had like 2-3 more.
He just, you know, he did a big thing for his country. He just took Wales to the World Cup, I think, for the first time in 64 years. So he did. That was like a big accomplishment that he did as well. So I think, to be honest, I was making a joke with a friend. I was just saying, like, I think he chose golf over football. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah,
it's not a bad shout, you know, with that little poster thing.
Yeah,
that was insane.
But, I mean, he completed like football in the sense.
Yeah, I mean,
like he Champions League he won. Took his team to the World Cup, team to the Euro, 2016, right?
Yeah, the crazy run.
Super far in the 2016 Euros. Like, he did everything that he needed to do. And I mean, at a certain point, like, after you do all that and you continue to get disrespected, like, still that. Like, even LAFC, like, came back to score a hat.
And he won a trophy with them, too.
Like, that's insane, you know? So, I mean, it was just perfect time. Now he gets to go like relax, play as much golf as he wants, you know?
Yeah, I was just saying because, like, you know, you see footballers nowadays, and all athletes, to be honest, you know, like, retaring at older ages and whatnot. So I felt like when you just see him, like, all in all, like, he still looks like he's in really good shape. So that was my only kind of, you know, was he a little bit too young? But yeah, for sure. How do you guys feel about the, I think we didn't get on this topic last pod, but Ronaldo transferring to Al-Nassr. What happened is last time when he was on the pod, I think we were talking about Ronaldo potentially going to a European side, right? That obviously didn't end up happening. How do you guys feel about that move he made to Saudi?
I mean, yeah, it was pretty interesting. I like when the rumor first came out, I thought it was, you know, just talk because you know all that because you know they have the money. But I mean, yeah, they made it work. It's very interesting. I don't even know how to like describe the move. I just want to see how what happens, I guess.
I don't know. It's like, for me, it's disappointing. I was talking about it with one of my boys. He's a big like Real Madrid boy, and I saw on Instagram that he said that Real Madrid considering buying Dzeko in the summer.
Really?
Peter Dzeko.
Wow.
And at that point, like, if you're gonna do all that, just bring Ronaldo, like, bring club legend back.
Yeah.
You don't like. He was dying to come back. Like, he was training with them before he ended up moving to Al-Nassr. Like, bring him back. Like, he doesn't have to play every game. He can be Benzema's second. Like, he'll still bang you a bunch of goals.
Exactly. And La Liga is not as difficult as the Premier League. So I think he would have done actually better at Madrid than he would have done at United, just because of the competition level on a weekly basis. But.
And the team that he was surrounded by. So I mean, to see like. There has to be, for me, like, there has to be more than just like soccer issues going on, because like Ronaldo, bro, he can still play. Like, even at Man U, like, I guess like at Man U he didn't want to press, like, so that's how he gets like ruled out of favor. But bro, like, he banged 18 goals that season. Like a season before this one, that's
in the Premier League,
in the Prem, like, with a struggling Man U side. Like, imagine if you put the right guys around him, like Vinicius Jr. You put Vinicius Jr. on one side, you put Rodrigo on the other, with that midfield too many, like Modric, Cruz. Like,
that would still be a very dangerous squad. I won't even lie. Yeah.
It's insane. Like, and he's a poacher now. Like, at this time in his career, he just needs to get the bang the goals. Because I saw like Al-Nassr posted him on TikTok. Like some of the shots that he's still hitting, like in practice, like are insane. Like,
yeah, he's still
him. You know what I mean? Like, I think the media has portrayed that Ronaldo is like ending his career, but I think Ronaldo, and all in all, like his physique, like how he's still playing football, I feel like the only problem is, and I'm gonna say this, like I feel like he might be a toxic part of like a squad. I feel like a squad is scared to allow the toxicity.
I agree. That's what teams are afraid of.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like that's the problem. I don't think his skills. I don't think his shape. Because again, to be honest, did he? I don't know if I'm not mistaken. Did he retire from Portugal? He didn't retire yet.
Not yet.
No,
he didn't retire. I was discussing this with a friend. I promise you, I feel like he might play in this U.S. World Cup. I think he's that in shape. Like, he's like one of those guys. Like, I feel like he'll stay in shape like after even his football career.
I'd have to disagree with you too. I don't think he's a toxic player. At a certain point, like when you're playing against a guy like guys with like Maguire, you're playing with like not to disrespect him or anything, like people with like less ambition and less talent. Ronaldo won it all, apart from a World Cup. Like, he's won everything. So obviously his like vision, like his ambition, is obviously to win the Prem. Like, he wanted to win the Prem with Man U. You know, that was like the goal
for sure.
But when you have a struggling side and they're not like willing to fight, because we all know that like during that time, like Man U didn't want to like fight. Like, they were getting smacked by everyone. Like Brentford, I remember the Brentford 4-0 game. Like,
the 30 minutes season,
30 minutes in, 4-0. Like, I was shocked seeing that. Obviously, like, I would be frustrated.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense. Like, I mean, if you're gonna like to have like arguably one of the best players to ever play the game. Play in that podcast.
Yeah.
No, sorry. to play in that team. Obviously, he's gonna want to win it all. And then you have players that aren't like willing to fight for it. Obviously, he's gonna be mad, and you know. And then he always didn't have enough backing from everyone else. So I mean, it makes sense.
And I also, like, to be honest, if you guys didn't watch, Man United actually like smacked Charlton yesterday in the EFL Cup. And I've been seeing other games too against Everton as well. They won 3-1. I feel like Man United has not only like recovered from this, but I feel like they've gotten better, like, as a squad without Ronaldo. And I feel like that's why I say the toxicity, because I feel like Ronaldo brought a certain level of pressure to the players and to the management as well, which brought, not the best performances from, the players at the end of the day on the pitch, right? And that's why I say, like, I feel like his toxicity was the problem on that United squad. But I think that's why people are a little bit scared of him, like making another jump to European squad. That's like a risk taker. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's just, the kind of profile he is now. As you said, he's a poacher, so he's not going to press. A lot of the attack is going to revolve around him. It may, indirectly hinder other players around him. So I feel like I agree. When you leave, it frees up more players to, play freely, not have to be, because Ronaldo, at that type of profile, you're not going to have the freedom, or you're not going to feel like you have the freedom to play your game or just be free. And, a lot of players have, felt like they're free now because of Ronaldo, and I guess you see Rashford has drastically improved, and a lot of other
scored
players.
2 goals in like 4 minutes yesterday. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, so I feel like, yes, I see both sides from what you said and from what both said. I feel like just him leaving is just better for, I guess, Both.
Yeah, it's definitely better for Man U because, like I told you, they've recovered well. But just still from like a neutral perspective.
Yeah,
I'm neither a Man U fan or like a Ronaldo fan or a Messi fan. It's just like his mentality is a lot higher level than it is for the other players at Man U at the time. So I mean, it makes sense, and I feel like even Ronaldo leaving has helped all the players with mentally,
yeah.
like bringing in also like a positive player like Casemiro, like a lot of experience, a lot of just a winning mentality as well. But like I guess he shows it in a different way than Ronaldo did.
Yeah.
So that's why he's like shining right now as well. So
yeah.
And I was actually saying, did you guys see the secret clause? So basically, what ended up happening was, I think they said, I don't know if this was false or true, but they said Al-Nassr had something in their contract where basically said that I think if Newcastle made it to the Champions League, that initially Ronaldo would get on loan to Newcastle. I don't know if those rumors were true or not.
I think they got confirmed false. I'm not going.
They got
confirmed false by the head coach.
Yeah, because I was like, that's.
But that would have been wild though.
You never know. Like, you never know. He could just be covering it up until they do get
exactly make that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but
because you know how many teams are going to be like, on Ronaldo this summer. Like if they hear that type of news, I feel like
I doubt it.
Yeah,
I doubt there will be many teams on Ronaldo.
You think Ronaldo's like? Let's be honest with each other. Do you think this is like Europe is done for him? Like he's gone?
Yeah, he already said that. He said my time in Europe is done. I've won everything there. So I mean, it just shows like he mentally is at a time like at the end of his career where he's like, okay, now I'm just gonna play to play. Like Iniesta did, like Xavi did. Like they left.
They went to Qatar. I think Xavi went to Qatar, right?
Yeah.
And they left, and I saw that he's 2 years of playing. He has a contract for 2 years of playing, and then 4 years of like being an upper level of the club as well. So I mean,
really? To be like management and whatnot?
Not management, but like to be a part of the board and stuff. So I mean, that like after hearing that, like I'm at the point. It's a business move. It's not a move for soccer. Yeah, he'll make 200 mil a season, but he's thinking that's just like the start of it, because now he has a club like where he can work, and then you can see like maybe he might go back into Europe, like managerial spot or like a part of the board or like an owner. I don't feel like Ronaldo's like I don't think he would ever be a manager. I feel like his bag is a little bit different than like other players. You know what I mean? It's like for him to be a manager.
I'm not really sure if he could.
But definitely upper level management. I could definitely see that, especially with someone like him. But I wanted to ask, do you think you guys do you see him like going one more like World Cup for Portugal or no? Because I think you said no, right? You said no.
I think did he not say he wanted to, or like he was
didn't
planning?
say anything yet.
He's been very quiet since that Morocco loss, so
I don't know. It's hard because like when you said he's like at the end of his career, I don't know if he wants to push for that World Cup.
4 years, like
yeah, and it's 4 years.
A long time. And you say even if he does stay in tip-top shape, it's just he didn't play this World Cup. He didn't play this.
I think, but that was the manager's fault. I think the manager didn't play him well. Like I remember the beginning of the tournament, he was playing. Even that first game against Ghana, Ronaldo was, he was performing, he was doing well. I think that next game against I think it was South Korea or Uruguay. I think he didn't start. I think he didn't start the South.
I think they were like subbing him on like 60th minute.
Exactly, and I think that was a terrible move. And I'm glad they fired their manager. I think he resigned their manager.
Yeah,
right?
he left.
He left. I'm glad, and with the new manager position, how do you guys feel about that? Horrible move.
Horrible move.
Why did they get it?
Oh, it's so bad. You guys think it's a good move?
I think put it like this. I think Benitez didn't do it with Belgium. So in my head, it's like if you can't do it, like I feel like Belgium was like the golden squad.
That was the gold.
Belgium was like gold. Like if you couldn't like score on that, it's like I'm very we're not concerned of what he's gonna do with Portugal because Portugal's young and they're not like all developed.
You're talking about Roberto Martinez?
Yeah, Roberto Martinez.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of his coaching style. I agree. I don't think it's
For me, it's you have.
I said Benitez, my fault.
Roberto Martinez. Golden era Belgium. Mm-hmm. How many years did he have him? 8.
The whole time, basically.
Dude,
he was in charge of that whole time.
8 years. They won nothing. I think one of the best things was quarterfinals of the World Cup. Mm-hmm. And then they lost to France in 2018 when France won it all. Like,
They were the better squad. That was the great thing. They were the better squad.
They were the favorite that year.
They were favorites that year. And now, you upcoming golden era Portugal.
It's like, you couldn't, like, and the thing is, he had proven talent when he was with Belgium, right?
Yeah,
proven talent. These players
talent.
were balling at the Premier League, balling in any clubs they were in, and they were coming on the national team, and they were still balling. But it was like, I feel like there was like right here, like on the top, like they couldn't like push up. They couldn't like get out that like comfort zone, or like I don't know, like because France is more like, I think Deschamps had like a much better like approach long term because he had been in this experience before.
He's a winner before. He won
exactly. He won it in '98, so he's had, you know what I mean, previous experience with that. I don't think Martinez like not so. I don't think he had like that like mentality on the way that he was pushing the Belgian squad. I think it was more like a game by a time. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
The problem is Portugal have the same exact team, like proven talent. Cancelo, you got Ruben Dias, you've got Rafael Leao, Joao Felix has moved to Chelsea. Yeah. Like we'll see if he can play in the Prem. You got Ramos, the striker. Yeah. Vinita, Bernardo Silva. Like I can name so many players. Nuno Mendes, like
young ballers ready to, like, you know what I mean? Like
all these players that are proving at the top level already. Mm-hmm. And he failed to do that with Belgium. I think he's gonna fail to do it with Portugal as well, because they need like a winner, like you said. They need a winner. That Roberto Martinez hasn't won anything, you know.
I mean, Jose Mourinho.
That wouldn't be Jose Mourinho.
That would be super better. That would be, his playing style is
short term.
Sit back,
pretty boring.
People come to you, you know. Still, like I would take him because he's the winner.
I feel like Mourinho, because I'm big. He's my favorite manager. Obviously, he did so much for Chelsea.
Yeah,
especially my time as being my first time being a Chelsea fan when I was younger. He was like, you know, I aspired to be like the team that Chelsea had. I feel like Mourinho kind of has like a short term plan with like how teams play football. Like he doesn't have like a long term perspective. That's why you see him switch to team really quickly.
I mean, yeah, and he kind of like delivers those results, or at least like adequate results in a short amount of time. You talk about, I think he's heavily criticized for his stint at Man U, but he's the only one who brought them like a decent amount of trophies in their time, and nobody. I think he's brought the most trophies ever since Ferguson.
Right.
So I mean, he gets all that stick, but you know he brought them success.
Respect for him.
Have you Man U recently? Ten Hag, he's been doing so well. You know what I mean, with the squad. And I don't know. I did a little poll on my IG, right, and it was basically like Van Gaal or like Ten Hag. And I think I kind of was a bad comparison because I feel like Ten Hag has like done much better in the stint than Van Gaal. What do you think?
I feel like Ten Hag, you know, he was the mastermind behind that Ajax run, so I feel like he just needed time. He got a lot of critique early on, as you know, I expected that because, you know, I didn't expect him in his first few games or first season to just, you know, hit the ground running. But, you know, you can see the process building up, and you can see, you know, the first, I think, correct thing he did was obviously trying to get Ronaldo off the team, respectfully. And, you know, that's benefited them, and yeah, I see the process.
What I saw something, and it said that Ten Hag was the first coach to reach 20 wins. Like
I think that's when I put that.
That's insane.
Yeah,
like, you know, like you got Alex Ferguson, you've got Arsene Wenger in there, Jose Mourinho, you got Pep, you got all these like
legendary managers.
He already put himself in that conversation, you know,
already. And you know, with a struggling squad, like I said, like the Brentford loss. Like for me, I knew he meant business. When after that Brentford loss, Brentford ran 8.6 kilometers more than Man U fans, so he made them run the next day in practice. And you know what's crazy? He ran it with them. From then on, I knew he meant business.
Yeah,
he was okay. He's on a long term mission. Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know about that. That's actually that's some stuff I did like in travel football, bro. Yeah, but I want to get into a little bit about Chelsea and Spurs. You know, as a Chelsea fan myself, you know, it's been a very difficult stint. You know, losses after loss. You know, the squad is struggling. You know, we got that nice loan of Joao Felix right now. So, you know, I have big hopes on that. Cause we've been making like really like dumb decisions on like, you know.
How do you feel about Joao Felix?
I feel like, you know, he's done so well at Atletico, but again, I feel like his style, like Atletico, he wasn't as
he didn't suit him at all. Yeah,
he couldn't pursue himself too much, right? And I feel like Chelsea right now, I think Chelsea's long term approach with him, I think we can use him as a creator. Right, because Mason Mount, you know, obviously, you know, I mean, he's not been doing his job. He's not been doing his job on that.
I'm not a fan of that guy, man.
And Chelsea, you know, striker wise, they're not. I think I'm not blaming the strikers on Chelsea, but I feel like more like the creators are keeping the strikers and keeping us from scoring the goals that we need. So I feel like it's a good purchase. I want to see it out. We play Fulham today at like 3. This is being shot at like like about 1:00. So like in 2 hours. So we're gonna see how that goes.
Yeah.
But hopefully we get a win. I don't have.
I feel like he'll be in that type of role to replace either, like you said, Mason Mount or Havertz, because Havertz plays that like false nine. I feel like that's what João Felix usually plays, someone who can drop deep but also find goal. Because I think Havertz in that role has been not as well. He's not consistent at all.
I think Mount should replace him, but again, that's my. But
So I feel like João Felix he's most likely going to play in that role of Havertz or just deeper in Cam for Mason Mount.
Chelsea need God. Listen. Timo Werner, flop. Kai Havertz, flop. Mason Mount,
flop.
Overrated. No, it's not like overrated. He just flopped. You know what I mean? Like I never overrated him. I gave him the fair chance. To prove himself, but he hasn't done it. So keep going. My fault. It's my personal rant. Sorry.
Pulisic, flop.
No, you can say that. Yeah.
Hudson-Odoi, flop. Only person that hasn't been a flop is Hakim Ziyech.
He's been doing decent. He's been doing decent.
I'll never call Morocco a flop.
Yeah. He has not been flopping ever since, so he's been good.
All those players, those players are worth over 300 mil. You guys say
so much money.
Amount of money. And I'm telling you right now, João Felix, after watching him in the World Cup, he is he's not Ronaldo.
Of course not.
Yeah, of course.
He's not like a player like Ronaldo that's going to be able to put a team on his back and carry.
For sure.
He doesn't have experience like that yet. I don't think he does. And he's going to come into a struggling team that plays a 3-back formation with a false 9. And the Prem is just more physical.
For sure, definitely
so much more intense. I just don't think, especially he's only there for 6 months.
Yeah,
he's literally only there for. I think special player when he finds his form, but for 6 months, it's not easy to find your form right away.
Especially in the Premier League,
in a new team like that, in a new league, everything.
And we're already a team that's trying to find our shape. So for somebody to come into a mess already, it's kind of difficult for him to.
Yeah, of course.
He's not a player that can change a squad. He's
exactly.
He's very young, so he's a lot to.
I watched a video on him yesterday, and Atletico Madrid this whole season just horrible. Yeah. Champions League games he's not been playing. League games he's not been starting. He's been getting subbed on. They favored Antoine Griezmann over him at this point since they
seniority. I think so.
They officially brought him back.
Yeah, I see that.
Paid 20 mil to Barca to get him back. So if you're not gonna go in and beat Griezmann or beat an older player, a senior striker. I forget who their other striker is. Angel Correa, players like that. You won't be able to come into the Prem and kill it. That's in my opinion, especially in 6 months. In 6 months, bro, I think Chelsea are doing horrible business because they also have an American owner.
Yeah. I remember, when
London Cowboys.
That's insane.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think our owner owns the Miami Dolphins too. So he owns things in America too. I feel put like this. Football is not an American game. It's a world game. Ex-America. Sorry, forget America. The rest of the world's game, right? And I feel America is more on the money side, right? The way that Americans do business on sports end is very much business attention.
Yeah. Get to you see what you're talking about. The Chelsea owner, he proposed that All-Star. I don't know if you heard that Premier League All-Star game. So that's another business.
It's just an American. It's that's not how things are done.
Yeah. And he got clowned.
Football is put out this. The way I look at things, right? In America, if somebody's the best player in America, in an American sport, they're the best player in only America, right? Nowhere else in the world plays that sport intensely, right? It's you know what I mean? American football or even basketball, right? Basketball getting a little bit more global, but on the football end, football has been global for forever. You know what I mean? So I feel for the manager, I think he should more so kind of be a listener on the ends of the way he's look at other managers and how they've done with teams and how successive they've done with them. So I feel that could benefit him much better than what he's trying to do on trying to implement things, right? Because it's this is not your game. This is not your sport. You don't know how to run it, and it's my personal opinion.
After a while though, because I'm an Arsenal fan, so I think I've gone through all this rebuilding pressure, watching my team suffer and all this. It's not you can blame. For Arsenal, we blamed Kroenke as much as we wanted to. We blamed Arteta. We blamed Arsene Wenger. But now at Chelsea, it's the players at this point.
Really?
It genuinely is the players. You have Zakaria balling. Like he's balling, and he just started like playing really well. And Graham Potter's still taking him out, letting him play a little bit, still taking him out. You got Cucurella, you guys spent 52 or 62 mil on, and he's getting murdered every game.
Yeah, that City game that was.
That was a show. We lost City back to back in less than a week,
that was,
bro.
That was
in less than a week. So embarrassing. I'm just
murdered. You got Cesar Azpilicueta still playing.
Yeah.
Bro, hang up the boots, brother. Hang up the boots. Like, for me, it's just, after a while, you just gotta start putting the blame on the players. Jorginho, like...
Oh, man. Haven't heard about
time to go, brother.
Yeah.
Like, please, go back to Napoli. Like, go do your thing in Italy, you know? I mean...
Like, Chelsea's a top club. Like, we're not a joke. Like, I want to say this on the record. We're like a top... Yo, pause, bro. Chelsea's been the best modern football club in the last 10 years. I'm going to be honest with you. That's a fact.
That's a hot take.
Chelsea, I'm saying my fault in the Premier League. My fault. In the Premier League, Chelsea's been the best modern football club in the last 10 years. It's a fact. Bro, we've won 2 Champions Leagues. We've won the Premier League twice or 3 times. When was the last time Arsenal won the Premier League, bro? Like, bro, okay, we'll talk about it more, but that's the fact of that's the fact that Pep Guardiola's been on like City for almost 10 years. He hasn't even won a Champions League, bro. You want to be real. If you want to be real, right? Regardless of how many managers you sit throughout our times, Chelsea's been the best modern football club in the Prem.
That's what money does. Y'all know oil club.
There you go.
10 years ago, you guys got money and you buy.
City has money too. What are you talking about? City has bread. What are you talking about?
City has a curse.
City doesn't have a curse. City
yes,
has one of the top 3 managers in the world, and you guys, my fault, not you guys, but City cannot perform on the Champions League level. They haven't done it.
They performed every year. They've been super consistent every year.
And that's in the Premier League, but they haven't won it.
They've been consistent in the Champions League.
But they haven't won it.
Yeah, they haven't won it because I'm telling you, the curse. That curse is real.
I think Chelsea has had worse teams win the Champions League than City has, but City has not accomplished it. I think Chelsea just had a better style of play when they were playing in the Champions League.
No, I think Man City always end up coming up against like Real Madrid, like a big team.
When you talk about, we played Bayern in the Champions League finals, bro. We play like a lot of tough, difficult clubs.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago. We're talking about recent times. Like y'all played City in the finals. For me, that's just a Prem game. You sit back. How did y'all play? You guys sat back, let City attack you guys all day. You get one counter attack and you score. It's not like you guys are playing better football. That's what I'm trying.
That's what literally I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is I feel like our style of play works better on the Champions League level, in my opinion.
So, yeah, I mean,
it shows. Actually, it shows.
I mean, it shows, bro. When it comes to winning games, cowards will sit back and let teams attack them.
When's the last time Arsenal? Never mind.
We can do this right now, bro. We can do this right now.
Okay.
How do you guys talking about those guys?
Yeah, well, no, we have to talk about them because
no. Let me start this because I'm an Arsenal fan. I've gone through years of this. Mm-hmm. How is Tottenham above you guys? Let's talk about that. Please. I would love to talk about that.
I think Tottenham, even though they're a very inconsistent team and they're not performing well, I feel like they've had a better system intact and they've had their system a little bit longer than Chelsea's had.
No, they haven't.
You don't think so?
They have Antonio Conte. Last year was arguably the best manager in the world to do what he did with Inter Milan. Mm-hmm. Bro, for him to come into Tottenham and have that team still crumble just shows that team is unsavable. They're unsavable, bro. They got if you take Harry Kane out and you take Heung-min Son out, finish team.
That's not a club yet. No, fact.
Yeah.
They carry, yeah, for sure. But it beat Crystal Palace 4-0. I actually thought Crystal Palace was gonna win. I was laughing with with one of my friends. I was like, bro, it's upset, all that stuff. But
I think I predicted Spurs to win. I mean, Crystal Palace. You know, are they doing?
They're doing well, but I mean, they're like a good team.
Yeah,
they're not like high. They're like 11th.
I mean, yeah, it was a good result for Spurs. Son, I don't think he's been the best this season, and he finally got a goal back, so that improves their confidence a lot. A lot of people are writing Son off, actually, like saying I've seen people say he's like finished in the Prem.
Yeah. But they also play you guys on Sunday. That's a big matchup. But Tottenham actually has a couple of tough games. So
hot take.
They play Arsenal Sunday. Next Thursday they play City. And then the following Monday, Fulham. So next 2 games are going to be tough for Tottenham, for sure.
If Arsenal win the rest of their games in January, they're winning the Prem. I mean,
you can't really...
Because we're bringing in reinforcements in positions that we need. Mudryk, baller.
Yeah.
And I know like he's like not like wasn't spoken a lot about like last year or the year before, but after like watching him, like kid is class, like class
For sure.
you know. So we're supposedly gonna bring him in. We're bringing a striker in because unfortunately Gabriel Jesus is injured. You know, Eddie Nketiah is doing what he can. 4 goals in 4 games. Fair enough. Well done. We're gonna bring in one more center mid. So if we bring these 3 players in, 3 to 4 players in this January, and we win the rest of our games in January, we will take it all.
Take the Premier League
Because they've been consistent.
They've been consistent. I'm a Chelsea fan, but I'm also not like dumb. You know, I understand what's going on.
I was gonna say like I was gonna wait until you guys play City, but I feel like the gap, you know, is kind of big. I thought it was like a little bit less. I thought it was just like 1 or 2 gap, but like it's like what 6-7 points. You guys are ahead.
Yeah, you guys are.
So like you said, if you guys win the rest of your games, I feel like you guys will keep that gap up and you know reinforce. If you guys have a good window in January transfer window, yeah, I definitely could see that.
I just think City. I forget who I was talking to about it. I was talking to my friend Kamari about it. City has always made a team to win the Prem.
Oh yeah,
Pep Guardiola built a team
since Pep got
to win the Prem.
Yeah.
So going back to the point that you were talking about, he didn't build the team to win the Champions League.
So you're basically saying he's trying to adapt to English football more than world football.
That's in my opinion. That's why you see them dominate all the time in the Prem, but they don't dominate as well as they should in the Champions League. So I think, hot take, buying Erling Haaland will have them lose the Prem this year and have them win the Champions League.
Interesting.
Why do you say that?
Yeah, I want to hear.
Why do I say that?
I could feel his like what he's trying to say, but I want to get like more into it.
The system that City play has been broken down since Haaland's arrived, right?
Yeah,
They've been playing different football instead of breaking through the middle and like tap-in, shooting for tap-ins and stuff. They're going for more crosses. So their whole system is switching. You see Joao Cancelo, he's even moving farther up the pitch now. They bought Akanji so he can play left center back. So they move, when they have the ball, they move into a 3-back.
Yeah.
And then push for 5 and then 2, you know? So he's just switching up the system, in my opinion. But obviously, because look, this time last year, bro, like Man City's had what, 46 points this time.
Yeah.
You know, like, and they always do well in the group stage, but whenever it comes down to finishing the goals, like you saw against Real Madrid, you know, and before Real Madrid tied it, how many shots did they miss? Like,
yeah, they had so many chances.
So many chances that they ended up selling.
Yeah.
And that bringing in Haaland, like a player like that,
yeah,
into a team like that,
and the physicality he brings as well. I want to mention that as well.
He won't miss those chances. If you put him into that game against Real Madrid, City would have held the Champions League this year.
Do you feel like Erling Haaland has the potential to be better than Sergio Aguero?
What do you think?
I don't know. It's early. Like Aguero is too pivotal to their history.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just taking the potential, obviously.
But keep in mind, Haaland
he's a freak, bro.
He's a freak.
How many goals is he on right now?
21.
He didn't even play during the EFL Cup. They were benching him. They got an upset to Southampton yesterday 2-0, but it was like I don't even think they care.
Yeah, I don't know. It's early for me to say he'll be better.
Can I say something?
I'm saying potential wise, but yeah, go ahead.
Potentially, yeah.
You see games that Haaland plays and they don't play well, and he doesn't play well. City always end up dropping points. Well, the most recent EPL game, who was it?
Was it the Chelsea game, bro? Or no?
Yeah, Chelsea game. Yeah, we played.
Yeah, he didn't play. Did he not play?
He didn't play the. Okay, we played them twice, different tournaments. They played.
I'm talking about the one where you guys were at home.
He played.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In
Yeah,
that game, he wasn't. I don't think he was as dominant. I feel like Thiago Silva actually did a pretty.
Actually, no, I don't think he played that much. Riyad Mahrez.
He got subbed on.
Yeah, he got subbed on. Yeah, he got subbed on. Yeah, because he was on the bench recently. I've been actually watching the last two City games. He hasn't been started.
Haaland started against.
Yeah, he
City.
did.
Against who?
Against Chelsea.
Against you guys at home. This
one, okay, this one.
In the
okay,
Premier League, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it should show.
Oh, yeah, he did, okay, yeah. I'm mixing that game from the
Yeah, but I'm saying, I feel like you agree, because like, for majority of that game, you said like when Haaland wasn't as involved. He didn't really have that many touches even in the first half, and they were struggling. And it took Pep just to bring on, I guess, Mars and Grealish. They both got a.
You see, it's like it shows like because even if you see the goal that City scored, Grealish played a ball like it was a low cross into the box. Haaland didn't get on the back of it.
Yeah,
but Riyad Mahrez was there. You know, so it just shows that the system is switching, and they're just putting a lot of pressure on Haaland to bang goals because he did it at Dortmund. He did it at Salzburg. Like he's done it everywhere he's went. Norway, and they're just putting a lot of pressure on him. And in the Champions League, he's proven it every year.
Facts, no.
So that's why I believe that he's such a pivotal part of that City team now. Even though they've got world-class players everywhere, you know, and it just shows that if Haaland doesn't play well, it's a lot harder for City to end up getting 3 points.
Riyad Mahrez barely that goal he had against Chelsea the first time we played them within the week. You could tell, like, you know what I mean? Like, that was a very lucky goal, in my opinion. You know, I mean, Chelsea had a lot of opportunities, by the way. Chelsea could have won that game.
Chelsea could have won.
I'm going to be real honest with you.
They were better in the first half.
We had, I think, one opportunity. I don't know by who, like, literally hit the
post.
Hit the post. It was like I was so mad, but it was like, so Chelsea, they definitely played great in that game, but that's because City was struggling, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that again, and then you see the next game in the EFL Cup with Chelsea and City. That was just atrocious, bro. Like that was just, oh my goodness.
That made me so happy.
Oh my god. It just kind of shows, you know, where Chelsea's at, you know, as a football club. But you know, we're gonna get there. Go Blues. You know what I mean?
30 minutes in, boys.
Yeah. So let's get into the not the final, but I really want to get into Premier League games for this week because we have a lot of games coming up, guys. It's pretty fun. Let me get into the games this week. So. First game, Chelsea versus Fulham.
Are we giving our predictions?
Let's get our predictions, yeah. Let's get them in. So you can start with this and you go around the table.
When is this game?
Today. It's in like 2 hours, actually.
It's a prem game.
Yeah, 3 o'clock, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. 3 o'clock.
Fulham win.
Wow. This is Arsenal fan.
Fulham.
Guys, bro, this is all biased opinions. All biased opinions.
Have been so consistent all season. Everyone thought that they were gonna come up and then go back down.
Yeah, of course. Everyone
thought that.
That's almost
They've held points against top 6 teams, every top 6 team apart from Arsenal because Arsenal's superior to everyone. You know? They've beat the top 6 teams, they've tied to the top 6 teams, you know? They've had one loss against top 6. And it shows, like, dude, they're consistent, like they're up for the game. They don't have like star players. They have Mitrovic. They have a few other. Like,
he has been doing good though this season. I think
he's doing really well.
But internationally, we saw him in the World Cup. He was doing well as well. So,
but he's not like not Haaland.
Yeah, obviously. I think he knows his role, but he's playing to like, you know what I mean, a little bit better than what people thought he would. Like, expect.
I mean, and that's the whole Fulham team, and Chelsea's still struggling, bro. Listen, to go from 1-0.
This guy's a hater, bro.
Listen. You lose to City 2 times in 1 week. The first one. 1-0.
You guys haven't played City yet, right?
No, we haven't.
There you go. I think you guys play them in the next couple of.
Yeah, we play them soon. We play them pretty soon. They're gonna lose that game.
Absolutely not. Keep going.
To lose to City 1-0. Okay, fair enough. It's City 1-0, respectable score. To lose the next game a few days later, 3-4-0. That's okay. That's when you know. Okay, Chelsea's hit. Like, Chelsea's in trouble. And Fulham. Coming off a few good wins.
Yeah.
Coming off a few upsets. Like, I just think that they're just doing too well right now to lose.
How much you would do?
I mean, he makes a fair point, but I don't know. Do you know if it's a home or away?
It's away. We played our last game with Stamford Bridge, so this one's going to be away.
And
I feel like I agree. I feel like the bad form will continue, but I feel like they'll just drop points to a draw, so I'll say 1-1.
Okay. 1-1. I have Chelsea winning 1-0. Respectfully, I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not a bragger. I'm not going to lie to you guys and say that, you know, Chelsea's not going to beat them by a lot, but I have faith. I think João Felix is supposed to play or no? Usually
we don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
I think the score will be 2-1, Fulham.
That's crazy. I feel like if João Felix even plays, I feel like Chelsea will win, but I think he'll probably come off the bench. But to be honest, 1-0 Chelsea.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm firm on that. Let's get into the next game. So this is going to be the following day. You know what I mean? 2 lower level clubs, but you know, still I think a competitive match within both sides. But Leeds versus Aston Villa.
Oh, yeah, you go.
I think that could be a good game. On just because on the spectrum of how each team are.
Leeds and Aston Villa. I'm gonna say Leeds 1-0. I like Leeds as a team in this Premier League, so I'm just gonna choose them.
Aston Villa 2-0. I think Aston Villa is a good club, and I think they're playing home as well. Mm-hmm. So I think I like Aston Villa winning that game.
Aston Villa will win. Leeds have been struggling all season.
I agree.
They just came off a loss to Crystal Palace. Mm-hmm. So I think that the bad form will continue.
Bad form?
Yeah.
I completely agree. Agree.
But you never know. I think it'll be...
I think this is very a game with both teams can win or lose or draw.
I like a lot of the players on Leeds. I'm a fan.
I think 3-1. 3-1 Aston Villa. Yeah.
That's a big score. Okay, now we're getting to Saturday. We got some big games. The Manchester Derby. 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. I don't know what it is, British time or any other time, but yeah. 7:30 a.m. What do you guys think?
Menu.
Whoa.
Menu win?
Whoa.
What's score?
Menu win.
Whoa.
Menu win.
Whoa.
What's the score?
Menu win. 2-0.
Whoa.
That's at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Right?
Manu win 2-0. Rashford brace. I'm telling you that right now.
Rashford hits him too?
I would put my house on it.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree.
Is it the same?
I feel like Rashford will score. I'm gonna say 2-2. Rashford 2 goals. Holland and I guess
2-2. Okay.
I feel like there'll be a lot of goals in there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think you guys are overestimating how many goals this is going to be. I think it's going to be 1-1. I think both sides are coming in for a dogfight, and I definitely agree. That United will come out fast in the beginning. I feel like City will despise and not look at how well United's been playing recently, and they're going to kind of not put too much pressure in the beginning of the game. But I definitely feel like it's going to be 1-1.
I feel like they're just going to build off. Man U is going to build off on a lot of their confidence. Their form has been insane, and especially it's at home. They're going to hit the ground running. They're going to go into that game saying, "Yo, we can snatch a result."
You know what? I'm changing my opinion. 2-1 United. 2-1 United. Just because City hasn't been doing well. Because City lost to Southampton. They barely beat Chelsea last Premier League game.
That was crazy.
So I'm actually gonna have United because I was just thinking about that Southampton game. City's not on. They're not on form right now. So
ready?
That's my final prediction. 2-1.
Rashford is the best player in the world right now.
Whoa, this guy is crazy.
In the world right now.
What?
Friend, I could say in the world.
No, Rashford is the best player in the world right now, and this is coming from an Arsenal fan. Man U have had one of the strongest defenses in the Prem.
At the moment, yeah. I would say so. But go ahead.
Bruno Fernandes has held his own.
100%. He's been doing so well, yeah.
Garnacho was class. Rashford braced.
Yeah, he's insane right now.
Since the World Cup, Rashford has just had a different face.
100%.
He's
coming for revenge. He's coming for all of it.
He's so different, bro.
He's coming for all the races. All of them. Every single one of them.
Those England fans must have made him really mad, bro.
Really mad. And what I love about him is he turned that sadness into anger.
Oh yeah.
It's fueling him now.
You see his mentality on the game too. He's so.
Dude, just scored 2 goals in 4 minutes, and 90th minute too. The game was 1-1. It's insane. To come in and just murder it.
Absolutely.
Best player in the world for me at this moment.
Yeah. So I think everyone has United. You have a tie.
Yeah, I have a tie.
Okay. And let's get to Brighton versus Liverpool. That's a good game. I can see their team.
Brighton versus Liverpool?
Brighton. How do you say it, Brighton?
Brighton, I think.
Brighton,
yeah.
I said Brighton one time and I got made fun of. I crazy to Brighton. But this is a tough game.
Tie?
Liverpool is in 6th. Brighton's in 7th. Brighton is
both
super close. Brighton will go either home away?
Brighton's at home.
Brighton's at home. I think that they'll hold off.
Okay.
Darwin Nunez scored a goal in his last game, but just too inconsistent for me.
I don't believe
just
him. I don't believe in him, bro.
Too inconsistent.
You know what's crazy? I had a poll on my IG, right? It was like 1970s, the 2 best players, and going down to 2010s, which was Ronaldo, Messi, obviously, and then it was Mbappe and somebody else. Somebody commented Nunez. I was like, I had to answer this the most professional, but you know what I mean, So I was like, if he can continue to be consistent, and we see better form from him, hopefully, I said hopefully, you know what I mean. I didn't stamp his.
If I was you, I would have been real, I'd be like, yo, bro, delete that.
Because for me, tying to Wolves, and they lost that game. Liverpool lost that game.
He was so bad in that game. Nunes.
Nunez was bad. Who else was bad? Trent got caught lacking. It should have been 3-2.
Yeah.
The Wolves players were fuming after watching VAR and stuff. I think VAR it just picks and chooses who they want to win, what the score is at this point, because it's absurd. If you look at it, I looked at it last night. Players onside. Wilfred Volley's onside. He's onside. That goes to the counter.
Sometimes looking those calls, especially when it comes to league games, really pisses me off because I
They
feel like
they knocked Liverpool out. Wolves would have knocked Liverpool out in that game if that goal counted.
Yeah,
But
it didn't happen. Very lucky for that. And to be honest, I'll be honest with you guys, bro. I have Brighton winning 1-0.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I don't see, bro. Like Liverpool is such a inconsistent club. To me, they could play so well, and they could actually play atrocious, another game. And to me, I think Brighton is a more of a consistent club, and they stay where they are. They're seventh. They're a fifth to 10th place squad, and they know their place, and they play like it. You know what I mean? I feel like Liverpool being away as well. I don't think they'll be in good form. I have them losing 1-0. Yeah.
I agree. I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say losing Mane, since they've lost Mane.
Yeah, the worst, the worst decision they made as a club. Liverpool could have been the best team in the world if they had kept Mane, and literally money and greed is destroyed Liverpool as a club. And I respected Mohamed Salah so much before that happened, and I think deep inside, everyone has an ego at the end of the day. And of course, if you're a big shot player, you're gonna have a bigger ego than somebody, you know what I mean, who kind of plays the medium role in the squad, right? But I think, I don't know. I feel I don't know if the conflict happened starting from the African Cup, because these guys were playing in the African Cup and these conversations were happening, right? Because I think Senegal played Egypt and then Senegal knocked them out.
Yeah.
And the conversation started happening who was the better player on the Liverpool, stuff like that, and then it continued on as Senegal again knocked out Egypt in the World Cup qualifiers, right? And I think that really it maybe stung a fire in either Salah or Mane, and it really the contract negotiations really messed things up, but. Yeah, man, I'm so disappointed because Liverpool, if you guys don't know, my dad will tell me back in the 80s was a dynasty. They were a dynasty, and people thought that was going to happen again. They were a dynasty back then. They were the best club. That's why I feel Liverpool has such a big name. In the early 2000s, they had Gerrard, other great players on their Liverpool squad, which they won the Champions League against AC Milan back in 05. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just really disappointed as Liverpool as a club.
I think bad business is their downfall, because they saw Haaland go to City for 62 mil for his release clause, but to buy Nunez 2 weeks later for 87,
it's not even worth that much.
They're already looking for replacements. You saw they signed Cody Gakpo.
Gakpo didn't have nearly the same height Nunez had.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel he just his great World Cup performance, kind of gave him a little bit of buzz, and if United wasn't, you know what I mean, in such desperate situations, United would have got him first, to be honest, if it wasn't.
And that's just the epitome of Liverpool. Bad business will ruin a club.
1000%.
And that's what's happening.
So yeah, 1-0 Brian better. Anyways, what did you have?
Yeah, I did the same thing.
1-0?
1-0 Brian.
It's gonna be a tight game. I think maybe a late game, a late score, but
I think a 1-1 tie.
1-1 tie. That's respectable. Now I think another game, Everton versus Southampton. That's a nice game. I think both clubs, Southampton, a little bit ego, just beating City, getting into that, semifinal position, the EFL Cup.
I agree, but I feel Southampton have been very disappointing this season, so I'm gonna say Everton.
Everton have just been just as bad.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Who do you guys think?
It could go either way. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it could go either way. I'd say 2-0 Everton though.
I was gonna say 2-0 Everton. Yeah.
I'll give another 1-1 draw. Just because on how Southampton's been performing recently, and Everton, like you said, they haven't been playing well, but I think Southampton is at their level where they're not going to be too overconfident, nor will they be too this is a tough club. You know what I mean? They kind of have a strong perspective going into the
at the end of the day, both of them are going down as it stands. They're both going down. So I mean, that game is just going to be a ball. Everton's 18th place right now, so they need those 3 points just to get out of relegation zone.
Yeah. I don't know when was the last time Everton got relegated. It's been a while. They've been
they just escaped it too. That's crazy. Yeah. Last season, that big ass that game.
Last game they escaped relegation. So I mean, I do think it's time for them to go and letting Richarlison go as well.
Yeah.
Let's go into the next. Oh, my fault. Did you get your predictions?
Yeah, I said that as well too. 2-0 Everton.
So let's get into Nottingham Forest versus Leicester. Both like Leicester, not the best form. Like near relegation team, but not at the relegation spot. Nottingham Forest, they're on and off squad. They've been doing decent, but again, they played Chelsea, so I'm not really like, you know what I mean? Like they're a good squad, but you know what I mean? They're not complete garbage. So like
James Madison's had a good season.
he has
Individually, but you can't. Like, he's not a Ronaldo. Like, I'm not gonna compare everyone to Ronaldo, but
I know what you mean. He's not like he's not like a player changer in the squad.
He's not gonna carry a team every single game. I do think he'll get a goal.
Okay.
Against Nottingham Forest. I do say 1-1 or 2-2. I do think it will be a draw.
I think Leicester will take it 1-0.
I had Leicester too. I had 2-0 net Leicester.
Okay.
I think neither team has been playing well this season, but I think Leicester just as a team overall, I feel like they'll definitely get that one over them. And next game is Wolves versus West Ham. I have West Ham winning that game out the jump. I think it's gonna be 1-0 West Ham.
West Ham has also been not as well, right?
Up and down kind of club, but they're actually playing away, but still I have West Ham 1-0. How about you guys?
I don't want to say draw again, but
The Wolves will win that.
Wolves?
I think Wolves will take it just because the momentum of coming off. Playing Liverpool at home, tying 2-2 where they should have won, that anger will come out. Mm-hmm. They played well against Liverpool.
Wolves are at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's Wolves at home, I would say
it's 2-1. Wolves.
2-1 Wolves.
2-1 Wolves?
1-0 Wolves.
1-0. All right, now let's go to the final game on Saturday, which is, it's both mid to lower level clubs, Brentford versus Bournemouth.
Brentford, class all season.
I like Brentford as a team.
I could say 1-0 Brentford. I could say that.
They're not like they don't have individual stars, but they're
as a team overall
really well. Like they understand each other, chemistry is really well.
Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree. Yeah.
And no one's trying to do anything stupid.
Yeah.
Like Ivan Toney does his job. He grabs the ball, lays it off, makes another movement, gets into the box, scores.
Exactly.
And you have players that play good ball, giving him good service. Everyone's playing simple. No one's like rainbow flicking someone like players at Crystal Palace do.
Trying to be something like that. Yeah. Yeah, but so everyone has Brentford for that one?
Yeah, I'm gonna say 2-0 Brentford. Yeah.
Okay. Now Sunday. It's a big game. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. We play Thursday and then we play Sunday. I think maybe I'm not mistaken. They've been a lot of Premier League games recently because they're catching up from the World Cup.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So Sunday Chelsea versus Crystal Palace, first game for Sunday.
Tie.
That's gonna be a tie.
I can't agree nor disagree with what he just said, but I'm gonna have to say Chelsea 2-0 Chelsea. Just because Tottenham beat them 4-0. Tottenham beat them 4-0. Chelsea beat them 2-0. No doubt.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I feel like Chelsea will eventually. They're gonna have to break the losing streak. So
yeah, for sure.
I feel like this is the game they might do it. So I'm gonna say.
They're gonna be Fulham too, but you know what I mean.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay.
I say 2-2 tie.
That's a high scoring game. I can see that being a high scoring game. Both clubs, you know what I mean. When they're on fire, they can definitely bang a couple. But for sure, I have 2-0 Chelsea. But let's get to Newcastle versus Fulham.
Newcastle.
I'm gonna say Newcastle.
Newcastle's been on fire.
Incredible.
Isaac is back. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, then it's
over.
Even better.
It's over
Best defensive record in the whole.
Incredible what they're doing this season.
They conceded 11 goals.
11 goals the whole season?
Yeah.
Wow.
Backline strong, midfield is solid with
Bruno Guimaraes.
Mm-hmm. Just I don't know. This season they've been on smoke.
Yeah.
Above beyond expectation, so 100%.
And it's crazy. It's because the oil money's hit, obviously. But you see, have they bought
They haven't used it as much as really.
Isaac was really the only one. He came to Real Sociedad and he wasn't even
70 mil. That's not
big news.
City oil money. Yeah, it's insane. Bruno Guimaraes for 40 mil. He declined Arsenal because he's in the head. But it just shows the coach is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a big
coach is really solid. They're building. They're not going and like Chelsea did or City did, buying big name players right away. Mm-hmm. They're building a foundation first.
I think that's a smarter move.
The smartest way to do it.
Because I feel like the reason Chelsea and City and those big clubs do it is because they have a reputation to hold, right? Newcastle doesn't really have a reputation, you know what I mean? They've always been a mid-level club, you know what I mean, throughout their whole history. For them to be a top-tier club is now going to be something new, and I feel like you said, they're in the process of making, you know what I mean, we'll see a dynasty, but you know, mean something for the long term. So
for sure, 2-0 comfortable win for.
Comfortable no.
So I have 2-0 too. I can say 2-0.
I say 3.
3?
Yeah.
He's that comes back. I think he'll get a goal.
Mm-hmm.
He's a baller. He's just been a little unfortunate with injuries and stuff.
And let's get into the final game for Sunday. Big boy match, guys. Tottenham versus Arsenal. I have Arsenal losing 4-0.
I already know what you're gonna say.
Let's see. What do you have? You see,
you know the answer.
Listen, this game is a statement game. This is a statement game. Okay, listen.
All right.
I need you guys to understand. Last time we played Tottenham away.
Yeah.
Red card in the 26th minute. We lost. We got spanked 3-0. So we are coming for revenge.
1,000%.
When we played against Tottenham at home this season, 3-1, it was a murder scene.
Yeah.
For every single Tottenham player. Absolutely murdered. Obviously, we had Gabriel give away that penalty. Just not the smartest challenge, but I understand where he's coming from. But I say a statement win. I'm telling y'all right now, this is a statement win. Gabriel Martinelli on the score sheet. Odegaard, most informed player in the Prem right now.
100%. The best creator. By far.
Don't disrespect him. The best player in the Prem right now.
This guy just said Rashford is the best player in the Premier League. Yo, this guy's a contradiction. Yo, you gotta
listen. I said Rashford's the best player in the world.
That's another crazy statement. We're gonna clip both of those statements.
Odegaard is the best center mid in the Prem.
Okay.
Most informed player in the Prem, apart from Rashford. He will bang a goal. This game, mark my words, 4-0. I call it right now. A struggling Tottenham.
Wow.
Arsenal is going to murder them, put their heads on a stick, and hold them. I'm telling you guys this right now. This game is to tell us if we're serious about the title. This is it.
I believe it.
This is it. Because if we
you guys play City next week too, so that's
City, Tottenham, all the same thing. I'm telling you, Tottenham. If this game has to be a statement game.
For sure.
This is to kill it, done and dusted.
Yeah, I pretty much agree. I feel like Arsenal, pretty confident they will win. I'm gonna say 3-1. So yeah.
I have a tie, boys. I got a 2-2 tie. It's a real serious tie. Listen to me. Tottenham hasn't been on form, but I've seen a little bit. I've seen some sparks. You know what I mean? I have some hope from Tottenham recently. I'm gonna give them a 2-2. I do not think Arsenal. I think Arsenal, they tied against Newcastle. I think that game Arsenal had a lot of opportunities which missed, but I think this upcoming game, I think it's 2-2. I think that's a hot and a very a debatable take that I'm saying as well. I understand what I'm gonna say. I know I might look embarrassing after this post.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that when Arsenal and Newcastle played, they played the ball was only in play for 42 minutes?
Yeah, I heard that.
For real?
Yeah.
The ball was in play for 42 minutes all
out of a 90+ minute match.
That's how much time Newcastle wasted.
That's insane.
I'm telling you, dude, Arsenal this season is on smoke. This game, I'm telling you, this game is gonna be a statement game. It's to done and dusted. Everything, because everyone after this game is gonna be like, ah, shit, this is the real deal. Arsenal's the real deal, you know?
For sure.
4-0.
Respect.
Let me go, because this is my team. I gotta give. Who's gonna score? Man of the match, in my opinion. Thomas Partey. So you guys that right now.
Okay.
And belch every game. Saka 2 goals.
Wow, that's crazy.
Saka loves to score against Spurs.
He loves to score against Tottenham. Saka 2 goals, Martinelli, and then Odegaard. I'm telling you guys that right now.
I respect that take. Clip it. Hopefully you get
clip that right now, please.
Yeah, if that comes true.
That's a bold take. I hope mine comes true because I really think mine's gonna be like OC predictor, bro. But bro, Premier League this weekend is gonna be really intense. A lot of hot games.
Yeah.
A lot of hot games coming, man. I want to say first and foremost, thank you so much for coming again.
No worries.
Yeah, man. We're gonna miss you. You could tell the people. So he's gonna be going to college next week. So
yeah, I end up leaving for college on Sunday, but I will be making some videos with some of my teammates
for sure
at UVA. Posting it and stuff for sure.
Some big things coming on the podcast and the business in general. Stay tuned, everyone. But we're gonna sign off from here. By the way, before we finish, definitely have to do a jersey reveal. So let's see what we're wearing today.
You guys seen this before? Just a Liverpool jersey.
Liverpool. Salah?
Yeah,
Salah.
so
Okay, respect.
Best team in the World Cup.
Wearing the GOAT. Busting the GOAT's jersey today. You know, Messi. I think he hasn't played yet for PSG. I think he just came into practice like last week, so you know. We'll see how PSG does against Bayern in the Champions League. We'll talk about that next month.
I'm so scared of that game. I'm so scared of that game. We don't have Neuer. Yeah, I'm just. Yeah.
We're gonna get into the Champions League next month. That's gonna be a crazy time. But yeah, football boys. Let's talk footy. Signing off from here.
Thank you so much.
Peace. Like and subscribe.